TVC's audio working. Testing, testing. Alright, let me see. Alright. Let me see, testing, testing. Audio on. Testing, testing. Alright, cool. So it looks like the audio is working. Awesome. Alright, so I know it's going to take a little bit for people to be getting on here, but I'm doing my live stream for, of course, my 1,000 subscribers, which I wanted to once again say to every one of you, I am so happy that I reached this, for me, milestone. I know for a lot of other people, they're already at like 10,000 and whatnot, which is great, or 100,000 or, you know, a million, stuff like that, which is great. But for me, I set out my goal being in 2015 was to get to 1,000 sometime like in a decade, and so I did it before a decade, so I'm very happy about that. But again, if it wasn't for you guys, I would have been able to do that. So I'm going to answer your guys' questions, and I'm not going to lie, I haven't looked at these questions, so it's going to be kind of rigid in terms of me answering them. Like some of the questions I might not even be able to respond on this live stream because I might have like a video planned for it, but we'll see. But one second. All right, so I have the comment section pulled up right now, and let me see. Let me see if we have people in just yet. One second, guys. All right, so there's looks like a bit less than a dozen comments, so I'll answer each one now. So, all right, the first one I'm going to answer is Meshkat Zaman. I apologize if I butchered your name. I do apologize. Meshkat says, please continue ranking Oscar Best Picture winners, and please rank the following directors: Peter Weir, John Carpenter, Wes Craven. So, the Oscar Best Picture winners, Meshkat, to answer your first one. So, yes, I actually have it planned where I have it where from 2000 to 2022, I have all those Best Picture nominees, those videos ranked, filmed, edited. I have it all ready. I'm going to be having it where it comes out every 2 weeks. So, I think it's scheduled all the way until I believe it's like March next year, so right in time for the next season of Oscars. And then if I see that this series does really well, then I think what I'll do is I'll also do like the 90s. But I know after I do the 90s, like if you guys want me to do the 90s, I know after that, like the 80s, I know with each passing decade, I know I'm going to have to watch more and more and more. But the 90s, I know I'm almost done. And then Peter Weir, I am planning to actually rank his work. I just have to watch about half of his work, and then some of his entries that I've seen I actually need to rewatch because it's been a while. John Carpenter, I didn't mention this before, but John Carpenter was actually the director that won the poll that I had set for like a couple months ago. So John Carpenter, I do plan on ranking his work, and I'm going to try to have it be December when that ranking video comes out to show my appreciation for you guys. And then Wes Craven, I have it where I'm possibly planning to do that, but I'm not like Wes Craven. I'm not a huge fan the way a lot of people are, but I will try to. So I answered that first question. Oh, Anthony, I see Anthony's comment on the live stream. Anthony A. Perez, dude, congrats on 1,000 subscribers. Well deserved. Love how you talk movies. Dude, thanks, Anthony. I love working with you, man. I love watching your videos. And I wanted to also say I'm glad that you're on Letterboxd too. Love reading your content. It's always a pleasure, seeing your stuff, man. We got to collaborate soon. We have to. Next up, we have a comment from a rare cinephile. Congrats on the 1,000. What are some of your hottest takes in films? So I guess some of the hot takes, because I really don't think I have too many because a lot of times I can see where people are coming from. Where I'm like, okay, yeah, that makes sense, or oh yeah. But there are some movies where it's kind of like, eh. So I feel like my big hot take is that Kill Bill Volume One I've seen twice, and I just both times I didn't really care for it. It's well shot, it's well crafted, but I wasn't really about it. I think I have it now as like a 2 out of 5, but it has been almost 5 years, and my wife is a huge Tarantino fan. So I know I'll probably be revisiting Volume One at some point, and who knows, maybe then it'll click. But I know that that's probably a hot take. Skinamarink also is something that I found to be quite disappointing and was a chore to get through, which I know is also probably a hot take. The movie Big with Tom Hanks, I actually do not like at all. Um, Not a big fan in the slightest, but I know a lot of people love that movie. And then I think the biggest surprise, especially for my Terrence Malick ranking list from what I've noticed, is that Days of Heaven I didn't like. I found that to be kind of a bore fest, even though it was very well shot. But that's also a film that I did kind of want to revisit. I'm not going to lie. In fact, I was going to blind buy the Criterion like a year or two ago, but of course it went out of print. So there goes that. But yeah, those are some of my hot takes. Like I said, I don't feel like I have too many. Um, but who knows? And then so that was our cinephiles. And then next up, Bamboo. Okay, that's the name. Bamboo asks your favorite directors of all time. Congrats, by the way. Thanks, man. So I'm not gonna say all my favorite directors in terms of like top 10 because I am planning to actually do a video where I have my top 10 directors, which I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of inspired by Carlos of Misfit Pond. Shout out to you, Carlos, because it is something that I say a lot of times who some of my favorite directors are, but I haven't actually sat down to do a top 10, but I want to. But I will say my favorite director, as of filming this video, of course, is David Fincher. David Fincher is the kind of director who, Alien 3 aside, I just have yet to see a movie of his where I was like, that wasn't at least solid. Like Mank, I wasn't a huge fan of, but I did think it was solid, and I would probably watch it again, even though I don't love it the way I like all his other films. But I love the craftsmanship of him as a director. But excellent question, Bamboo. I like that. I like that question a lot. All right, the next question. Let me see. All right, and the next question. Questions I should say. So, multi Danny Boy 89. Three questions. One, do you have any favorite music albums? So, I know I'm gonna sound odd for this, but I don't really listen to like the usual kind of music. Like when I'm driving and whatnot, I'll listen to like film scores, TV show scores, classical music, stuff like that. I don't really have a favorite music album, truthfully, which I know is odd because I know a lot of people are really into music and they can just probably give you like a top 10 music albums. But I didn't really grow up with music like that. But I don't know, maybe I'll dabble into more music and I'll be able to establish like a favorite music album or favorites, I should say. Number two, will you do 1 or 2 videos on films that you liked more or less upon more viewings? So that's a great idea for video, or videos, I should say. I'm not sure. I know I did a top 10 movies I used to love but now hate, and top 10 movies I used to hate but now love. But I don't have ones where I've liked more or less upon viewings. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do that. It's not a bad idea actually. Three, your most watched film starring these actors: Tom Hanks, Leonardo DiCaprio, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Rob Williams, Denzel Washington. So this is going to be difficult, but I'll try my best. So Tom Hanks, I would say, the Green Mile. Well, this is tough. This is tough because I could probably go on Letterbox and see that, but at the same time, pre Letterbox, I think Catch Me If You Can might have been the one that I saw the most, but I haven't seen it in almost a decade. But I would say now, like since I've had Letterbox, I would say it might be The Green Mile. I just love that film. I think that he does such a great job in that role. With Leonardo DiCaprio, that's tough because I might have to say The Revenant. That might be the one that I've watched the most just recently because it's either that or Django Unchained. It's tough. It's very tough between those two. And then Arnold Schwarzenegger, this is easy. Terminator 2. Although Total Recall I saw like a couple years ago, and I can definitely see myself revisiting that multiple times. And I actually own it on 4K. That's a really good film. Robin Williams, that's an easy one. It's hands down Good Will Hunting. And then Denzel Washington, this is tough. Because I've seen a lot of Denzel Washington's films, but I don't really come back to like a lot of his films. Um, hmm, I don't know. That's tough. That yeah, Denzel Washington's tough because I did recently rewatch Deja Vu like a year or so ago, and then Glory I saw. I don't know. Denzel Washington. I don't really have a definitive answer in terms of like movies I've rewatched a lot of his because like I said, a lot of his movies are one time, so I don't think it'd be fair to give an answer like that. And the next question. Let me see. So I'm pulling up the next question. All right. Next question I have. Jacob Martin. Congrats on the 1000. What are some of your favorite movies in the last 5 years? Great question. So, Power of the Dog is one of those films that it's really grown on me. I've loved it. It's definitely up there now. I would also say Decision to Leave. Decision to Leave, I thought was incredible. Um, Black Klansman, fantastic film. The Favorite, Parasite. Parasite was great. The Lighthouse. 2020, I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of like a slog of a year, but The Father was a standout for that year. I thought The Father was excellent. Um, Dune was quite good. Those are like some of the ones I would say like that just are like for like stream of consciously speaking are the top for me. But man, I will say the nice thing about being a YouTube film critic is that because you see like 100 plus films a year, it's like you always have at the end of the year usually like a handful of movies where it's like I love these films because it's just how it works versus like if you're the average viewer you're only going to see like 10 to 15 movies, and so there's 10 to 15 movies you're probably going to be disappointed by half of them and then the other half might be forgettable. So then it's like, oh, there wasn't any good movies versus someone like Jacob Martin or myself. It's like you see 100 plus movies and you're bound to find a couple that really stand out. So just wanted to say that. I was talking to my friend about that yesterday. But excellent question, Jacob. And then next up, let me see. One second. So I just pull up the next question. Internet seems to be a bit slow. Okay. So next question. Next question is Purple Review. Congrats, Chad. What is your favorite TV actor performance? Oh man. So that might that's man, that's tough. I don't think I have a definitive one. Like off the top of my head, I might have to say Bryan Cranston as Walter White because you see him in that role and it's just like anything. It's like it's so different from anything that you've seen him in. I would say that Rami Malek, who plays Elliot and Mr. Robot, and then Mads Mikkelsen as Hannibal Lecter. I think those are the performances that, right off the top of my head, just are amazingly were amazing TV actor performances for me at least. Um, I'm trying to do more TV related stuff on my channel because I do love TV shows. It's just they're a lot harder to get through because it's so many more hours instead of like a 2 hour film. But excellent question. All right, next up, next question. Let me pull it up. 1 second. Right, right. Right, sorry, guys. Okay, so the next one, NVG Nick. Welcome to the 1000 Club. My question is, what in your eyes are the most overrated and underrated genres of movies? Um, So I would say at this point, it's kind of cliched to say, but I would say at this point, for me, it's kind of overrated, like the superhero genre. I have fatigue with it. I really do. Like, I just like when I saw the new slate of superhero movies for this year, I was just like, none of them really interest me. I mean, like, I'm gonna watch them for sure, just out of you know obligation, but I'm kind of over it. I'm kind of hoping that it becomes like the Western genre where it's far and few between, so that way we can appreciate it much more. But I don't know, man. And then the underrated genre of movies, I'm gonna be kind of biased here, but I would say the underrated is noir. I feel like we don't really get that many noirs anymore, and I just also feel like when we get them, it's something special and it's something to treasure. Like Motherless Brooklyn, I thought that movie was quite good. Um, didn't do well at the box office. That's the thing. Noirs just don't do well at the box office these days. Unfortunately, people just don't really have an interest in it. Which is why I'm saying I think it's an underrated genre. Neo noir, I should say. I should specify. But yeah, excellent question. And next up, all right. Next up, we have Gavin I and Gavin. I wanted to say before I say your question, everything I wanted to appreciate. I love how you have the pronunciation for your last name. That helps out a lot. Gavin says, "Congrats, my man. What would you say are some of your favorite episodes of television, favorite seasons?" So the favorite seasons, I'm not going to answer. The reason why is because I actually filmed a video a couple weeks ago of my top 10 favorite TV seasons. So that video will be coming out soon. I think I have it scheduled for May, I believe. Some of your favorite episodes of TV, that's something I haven't filmed it yet, but I am planning to do something like that. Some of the ones off the top of my head, I would say are like Breaking Bad has so many great episodes. Mr. Robot, Hannibal. Off the top of my head, though, Hannibal's season two finale might be one of my favorite. I think it's like the season two finale of Hannibal is so heartbreaking. It's visceral. It could honestly be the finale of the show. It's that great. It's just also visually spectacular. I mean, it's emotional. It does everything right. Um, Mr. Robot, I would also say the season three finale is also up there. There's just a lot. It's a lot of episodes. There are a lot of great episodes, and it's tough. That's why I really should do a top 10 for that, because there's just so many to choose from. But excellent question, Gavin. And I apologize for being all over the place with that. Next question. Let me see. Okay, so the next question is my boy Michael Townsend. Congrats, Chatty. One, what movie have you changed your mind on the most between your first and second viewing? So a couple. I would say the first. Well, okay. I'll say a couple of the ones in terms of like positive speaking. So the first one was Taxi Driver. Taxi Driver, I originally gave it 2 out of 5, and then the second viewing I gave it a 4.5 out of 5. I just it clicked. I ended up loving it. I went from hating it to loving it. Noah, the 2014 Darren Aronofsky film, that's another example of one where I gave it a 2 out of 5, and then now I give it a 4.5 out of 5. And then Spring Breakers. Spring Breakers, I really didn't like the first time, but at the same time, I couldn't get out of my head. I really couldn't. I thought that it was excellent with its portrayal of excess. And honestly, I think that Spring Breakers and The Wolf of Wall Street are great companion pieces. Um, Another movie is Den of Thieves. Den of Thieves was one where it went from like a 2 out of 5 to like a 3.5 out of 5. Um, it's great. But then there's other movies where it's like it goes down, where it's like I'm still positive on it, but I don't love it as much. Like Cinderella Man, I used to give like a 5 out of 5, and I rewatched it recently, and I gave it like a 4 out of 5, I think it was. Still like it, but it just didn't really hit the same way that it did all the other viewings. But I still very much so respect and love that film. And then Michael Townsend, number two. Are there any movies that are widely critically acclaimed which you absolutely hate? Um, so this kind of goes in line with what's it called? This kind of goes in line with the question that uh, a rare cinephile asked, but I can reiterate. So some of the critically acclaimed movies that I really am not a fan of are Forrest Gump is one of those movies that I'm not a big fan of, and I really don't think that it's a movie that deserves all the critical acclaim. I think that some of the technical aspects are good, and I do appreciate, but I think overall it's just a movie that I'm really, really not a fan of. Even more so knowing that it won Best Picture over Pulp Fiction, Forrest Gump. I mean, Pulp Fiction and Shawshank Redemption. Um, that happened. Some of the other ones, I would say, see, it's tough because even though I'll say that I hate this movie, I can still respect other people loving it. Skinamarink, I think, is in terms of this year, it's just one of those movies that I really didn't like. I can see why some people like it, but I really, really didn't like, and I just, it's widely critically acclaimed. Like I think it has like a 90% around Tomatoes. Audiences really seem to be eating it up. I wasn't about it, but yeah, not a fan. All right, and it looks like we have one more question. Second, let me pull that up. Hey, comment section, Drew man, congrats, brother. Dude, thanks, Drew. For those that are watching, Drew is the star of my short film Mortality. He's a great guy, really good friend. Yeah, Drew, I'm glad that we were able to make that short film. And next question. This is from Philly Insider Podcast. Congrats, Chad. You deserve it. What's been your favorite video and or film you've made along the way? So I would say my favorite film that I made along the way, I would say in terms of feature length film, that's easily Will Open Drive. In terms of just short film or film in general, I might have to say Mortality because I do think that Mortality, it was just such a great experience. Will Open Drive was a great experience, but it was just so stressful because it was like nonlinear storytelling. Mortality, it was just so satisfying being able to shoot it the way that I did and not have to worry about the nonlinear storytelling. Like Will Open Drive really affected my health versus Mortality affected my health in a good way. It was more positive. So I would say Mortality was the film that I'm most proud of, and it's my favorite. And then favorite video in general, I would say honestly the 365 Days trilogy. I would say any of those videos I'm really proud of because most people that are watching those videos don't know like how terrible those movies are because they haven't seen it, so they have to watch my reaction on like me going through these movies and the stress that I have to endure watching these movies and how terrible they are, and even just thinking about it right now. And I don't know. Like I just feel like I have the most fun with making those videos. So I was glad that I made them. Um, I'm especially proud of. I think it was the second one, the second 365 days. I think that one. But yeah, yeah, no, don't watch those movies unless you're bored. Unless you're bored out of your mind, don't watch them. I still don't know how they topped the Netflix charts. I really don't. The algorithm. I don't know. Ah, jeez, it was just like so frustrating. I'm looking. There aren't any with the video from 5 days ago that I posted. I'm not seeing any other comments. So it looks like in terms of the comments, we're good. We're done. Now in terms of the live stream, I do see right now that there are only a couple people in the comment section. Totally get that. I know it's around dinner time for a lot of people on the East Coast. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say a couple things. If there's people that come in, great. We can continue. If not, then I'll probably end this video early. But I wanted to give some of you guys an update on my channel. So big thing on my channel is that my latest short film, Durham Place, will be coming out later on in April. I'm trying to promote that short film. I am proud of it. It's only like 10 minutes long, but I am very proud of it, and I'm very curious to hear your guys' thoughts on it. I also will be having the Academy Award Best Picture nominees ranking videos coming out every 2 weeks, as well as some TV show videos that will be coming out. My March of 2023 catch-up video. That one will also be coming out. Anton Fuqua director ranking video will be coming out in April, and then I think it's Gaspar Noah is the May one. Let me check 1 second. Just want to keep you guys posted. 1 second. 1 second. Just have to go to my scheduled videos. Okay, here it is. Okay, so yes. So we have. Oh, yeah, I almost forgot. So, TV show videos, Boardwalk Empire, that video will be coming out in April, it looks like. And then Copenhagen Cowboy, that review will come out in May. Joseph Kaczynski director ranking video will come out in June. That one it didn't take that long to film because he hasn't done that many. Matt Reeves, his filmography, I'll be ranking that in July. I have that scheduled, and then August Scott Derrickson. September will be George Miller. Martin McDonough for October. Steven Soderbergh for November. December I have allotted to be John Carpenter, but I still have a couple more of his films to watch. And then January, I have Andrei Tarkovsky. Andrei Tarkovsky's films I will be ranking. I have that video scheduled. And then in between all that, we have, again, as I mentioned, the Academy Award Best Picture nominees videos. Oh yeah, top 10 TV seasons of all time that will be coming out. Looks like I have scheduled for June. So, oh, I almost forgot about this. Top 10 movies that changed me. That will be coming out in late April. That one I liked filming a lot. I'm very curious to hear your guys' thoughts on that. That one's going to be kind of experimental in that I filmed it and it's like 35 minutes long. I know, normally my videos I try to keep small because I understand that the longer a video, the harder it is to keep, interest in terms of viewership. I totally get that. So that's why I keep my videos short. But this one's going to be on the longer side. So I'll be very curious to hear your guys' thoughts on it. And I do get a little bit more personal than my other videos. So, but yeah, that just about wraps it up for me. If any of you guys have any questions in the comment section or things you want to say, just let me know now. I'll be more than happy to answer them. Refreshing, let me see. One second, guys. Sorry, my internet connection is a little slow, it appears. Okay, I'm not seeing any other comments, so I think I'll end the video early, but once again, I really do want to say, guys, I appreciate all of your guys' support. And next goal, 1,100 subscribers. I know we can do it. And I'll also try to keep you guys posted about other videos that will be coming out. And yeah, I again appreciate all of you guys for being there, watching my content, and also, dealing with all the changes. Because I know if you've been there since day one, you'll know that my locations have changed a lot. So the fact that now it's actually concrete in terms of where I'm at and everything, it's great. And I feel like that's also what kind of helps get to the 1,000 subscribers. But all right, guys, I'll let you guys go, and yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Ta-da!